When you want me, baby, got to install me. Yeah, alright, alright.
Always there, 'cause I need you, always there, to love you, always there, thinking of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right there. Yeah, 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 yeah. I said, you know why? I said, won't you right there? Won't you right there? Ooh, I'm gonna be right there. Gonna be there. I said, what you got?
It's always there, man. It's always there. It's always been there. And I'll always be here as long as I can to show this melt, to wake people up, to do what I do in this meat suit that I'm in. Eli, Zap, Zap, brother, there you are. Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a great evening, great day, wherever you're at. I think it's New Zealand, isn't it, Eli? Brick Love, brother. Good to see you, man. Brick Love, one love to you and yours. Curtis 47. There you are. The Link King right there. Good to see you too, Curtis. Yeah, man, it's me, Fervent Heat, up in here in the nest today again. Yeah, it's going to be me tonight, flying solo. Spartan's resting tonight. Very tired. He's got family over as well, leaving tomorrow. So, it'll be us tonight, fam. And, we're going to do what we do. We're going to get into the melt. Probably won't have no memes, maybe at the end, in the end credits. But, that's the meme king thing right there. So he's resting up and looking forward to seeing him back again soon. But the main thing is, we're here. All of us are here. And even out there, you out there watching are here, just hanging out, hanging back. I get it. Yeah. But this is what we do. Melted Red Brick University. Like, share, and subscribe. We're the Eagle Eye crew. And we fly high, we fly straight, and we fly over this realm, and we observe the melt. We bring to your attention observational facts. That's kind of our forte, our specialty. We see things that most should see. Most should see. We see it. And quite a few of us up in here studying this melted realm, no matter what you call yourselves, you see it too. And, it just requires further investigation. Put it that way. Rational observations. Absolutely, Curtis 47. Rational observations. And, there's many things to get rationally observant about. Ours is this melted realm. The evidence of an advanced, highly sophisticated culture, civilization, civilizations, whatever it was fucking here, man. And there's evidence everywhere of it on a massive, massive, massive scale. And too large of a scale to really comprehend. And that's why most don't see it. It's too big. It's too much for the frontal lobe of their cerebral cortex. It's too much, damn it. Too much info. They can't take it. That's why you got to free your mind. Because it's cluttered with all kinds of other things. Not allowing you to use your critical thinking, cognitive abilities about you. There's too much out there, damn it. There's the election coming up, man. There's the Civil War coming on. There's another sports ball game coming up. There's another tragic event out there somewhere you have to pay attention to. Get it yet? They got you too busy. And once you just sit back and shut it all out and free your mind and open your eyes, well, then you'll be able to see. If you can set aside your biases, your opinions at the time, if you will, until you've gathered enough evidence to make one, and just absorb the information, the visual information that we're putting your way through your own optic lenses, your eyeballs, your brain, We're challenging you to put those two together and observe what we see. So that's what we're going to do today, crew. It is the playoffs, Curtis 47. It's always the fucking playoffs, man. It's the playoffs of some sports ball game out there, or it's the next election of some whatever out there, or it's something else. Something else. It's always something else. Because there's money in that. There's money in that. So that speaks for itself right there, you know. Johnny Cool, good to see you. Tom J.E., good to see you too. Brick Love, One Love to all of you out there. Yeah, it's high fervent heat up in here in the nest. In the Sunday Easy. Smash that like button, melt that like button, share this information. So that's what we're going to do, crew. I'm not going to sit up here and run my fucking mouth forever, but you know I can. There's plenty of time to do that when I'm going through the evidence. And we're going to bounce around tonight, crew. We are. And first and foremost, though, big shout out to Spartan Red, Laughing Eagle 007 Dread, the Meme King, the Ruthless Chilla, my cunt, top cunt. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for everything that you've contributed and put forth our way. And thank you for your inspiration and your love. And thank you to you, Eagle Eye Crew, for all of the evidence that you're posting up on the page, Melted Red Brick University. All your input, all your love here in the live streams, in the chat, all your contributions, putting up links. Brick Love, One Love to every one of you. Thank you. Yeah, it's the 5:30 siren time. Always see, it's just always this. Everything is frequency and vibration. You know. So now that that's gone, we'll hear it back here in about 10 minutes, I'm sure. But yeah, we're going to jump around in the evidence today, crew, and I'm just going to get into it. I'm just going to get into it. I know, me too, Curtis 47. You know, I work a lot during the week, and I don't get out till late nights. And I'm worn out. And, you know, I try to hit the page when I'm at work when I can, and when I get home and get into evidence, it's just, you know, it's about time, man. We just run out of time, run out of energy too, you know. So, you know, one love to all you mods in Melted Red Brick University for your work you do there as well. Brick Love, thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to that joint you rolled up for us, Curtis 47. Did you get the volume figured out on that thing? Can't wait to see you post that up. Hopefully we can get you in somehow to premiere you, you know, show your work, brother. And anybody else out there that, you know, putting work together or got evidence or just want to come in and say, hey, and hang out and break down the evidence, you know, let me know, hit me up. That's what I do. That's what I do. And I can do that now. A little gift from Spartan Red. So if you want to hang out, ride shotgun with fervent heat, be happy to have you. So I'm going to get into the evidence, fam. Oh, you going to Florida in a couple of days, Curtis 47? Right on, man. Oh, you're going to redo it? You're going to redo it? Okay. I got you, Curtis. Man, I can't wait to see what you got. Really can't, man. Looking forward to it. All right, let me get my phone on here so I can at least observe the chat. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. That's all right, Curtis. 3 fingers. There you are, brother. Brick Love, man. Good to see you. Yeah, here we go, fam. We're going to get into some evidence here. And do what I do. I love to show the melt. I do, man. It's the evidence takes me away. It really does. I just can't wait to see more. And that's where we're going tonight, fam. And we're going to get into everybody's work here. All right. And we that's the thing about Melted Red Brick University, the chill out zone, the Sunday easy. We've been doing this for so long. We have so much evidence, so much archive, so many out there bringing up evidence of the melt. I mean, there's no shortage of evidence. There's not. I can scroll anywhere through here. I can scroll anywhere. Anything we want to see, we can get into. And we can break down and prove what we're saying. And it just goes on and on and on. Everybody's work in here. If we want to look at this, we can look at this. We can go to that. We can show you the medium for this realm. And I mean medium, the structural makeup, the medium, the common denominator in this realm is red brick. We see it too much. We see it with every piece of evidence that we go through. We're showing you the brick, and we're showing you the heat differentials that melted this realm, the evidence of the heat differentials that melted this realm. That's all I got to do is sit here and do this and break down the evidence, each one just as fascinating as the next. When you comprehend what you're looking at, all you got to do is take time to observe it. And we can go and choose where we want to go next. And this is what I love to do, is just getting into the melt and breaking it down, showing people, waking them up with pics like this. With evidence like this right here. Now you ask a person, well, that's just a natural rock formation. Okay. That's a natural rock formation. And everybody else standing around them would agree. But when you start pointing out the details of the structure, they get vehemently oppositional on you. Because what you're doing is you're tapping into their comfort zone. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. You're tapping into their comfort zone. And when you do that, people get afraid. And when people get frightened, they get aggressive. Okay. They can't rebut your argument with anything logical that makes sense. They've got to pick up, they've got to throw religion into it, or throw some academic brainiac at you with all kinds of PhDs and alphabets after his fucking name. Okay. They can't cognitively think themselves. They got to have somebody do that for them. Okay. It's too uncomfortable to put forth the effort to think about what you're seeing. and listening to somebody break down a whole different narrative to you that fits with what you're seeing, you'll deny that and automatically ignore it and go with whatever you're told, whatever the accepted information is on it. Okay, the accepted guidelines of it. And there's guidelines, because you can't make an opinion. You can't have eyes or a thought process unless you've had somebody give you the authority to fucking do it. Okay, that's when you get your degrees. That's when you go to college. That's when you get your PhDs. Because once the big club tells you you're cool and it's okay, you're part of it, well, then you can say whatever the fuck you want as long as you're going within their guidelines. But don't you dare step out and go against the narrative. Don't you dare step out and go against the narrative. Now watch. We see this piece right here, and we're looking at it. And, I'm going to zoom in down here, and I'm going to show you this right here. And, can you see that structure right there in this rock cliff? Whatever this is, can you see that structure right there? We're up in the branches. These are trees, so this is up there a little bit, okay? But, let's take a closer look. Jump around a little bit. Get into the evidence a little bit more. And this one's from Deb, the red brick chick. Brick Love Honey, thank you so much. See this down here. You see this right there. Doesn't that look weird as it goes across over here and forms another piece over here? This looks like an arch to me. This looks like a column and a column here, an arch. Now, what is the elevation on this? What is the size of this? It's hard to tell. It looks like we're looking down, but we're looking close too, okay? This isn't too far off right here. See the shadow cast by this piece here, which is a right angle melt right there. See, nothing natural about that right there. That's a right angle melt right there. Okay, it's hanging out there because we can see it's elevated up and it's casting a shadow down. See that? So it's expanded off of this piece right here, yeah? And as we come down here, as Deb is showing us, this gets into obvious structure. There's nothing natural about this. This isn't erosion or anything. This is obviously got brick in it, made a brick. It's a construct. It's there. And it's in this. It's in your rocks now. It's all part of the same thing. And we can see a right angle melt over here too. And there's more down here. So we see this as structure. And we see that the state of matter has been changed in this structure. And this is called critical thinking. This is called getting into the evidence. We've been all over the realm. We've been all over the realm, taking pictures of castles. Obviously, buildings. Structure. And it's very big. These are very big. See? They're immense. And it's quite obvious. It's everywhere in the realm. Melanie, there you are, sweetheart. Good to see you, baby. Yeah, Mel, Spartan's not in today. Laughing Eagle's not in today. He's resting up. So it's just me, honey. And bumping through the melt, reading the chat. Steve Finneran, good to see you, brother. Johnny Cool up in here. Curtis 47, Eli. There you all are, fam. There you all are. I'm going to get my fan going a minute here. I hope it doesn't distort my volume here. Give me something in the chat if it's interrupting what I say. Having trouble hearing me. But if you think about it, fam, you really do. What would happen? What would happen if somebody walked into a university, an Ivy League that had a geology department, and come in with this kind of evidence that we break down, that we have so much of? And take them to task as far as the evidence. Well, first off, you would be trespassed. Okay, you would be trespassed immediately. A legal action, because that's what a trespass is, a legal action would be taken against you, and that's where they would leave it. What if you went to a therapist or a psychiatrist, a professional with a license, somebody looked at as an authority in the psychosis or the psychological condition of the human being, okay? And you went to a therapist and said, listen, I just can't do this anymore. I've come upon a huge deception in humanity, and this insight that I have has made me acutely aware that there's a force controlling everything and making me a slave, and I have to go out and adhere to all their traditions, all their holidays, all their society formats. Okay, I have to adhere to all of that, but it's all fake. I have evidence of this because they've lied to us about this planet, if you will, Mr. Doctor. Okay, and I got evidence of that. And you just start going through the evidence. All over the realm. Picking out the evidence. Showing them what we're talking about. Showing them the melted structures. Showing the colors. Showing the X factor signatures. Proving that the state of matter has changed in these structures, these massive things that Mr. Doctor or Sister Doctor, okay, calls geology, calls mountains, calls, showing them that they're wrong, showing them that the state of matter in these structures is realm wide, showing them that there's places that are impossible builds. The evidence is there. It's right there. Showing them that it's impossible to do this, and showing them that the transitioning between the obvious structure and their so-called geology is one of the same. Now, in a court of law, pictorial evidence and video evidence is called evidence. It's called evidence. All crime scenes are represented this way in a court of law. With pictures, with artifact, all of it. So why wouldn't this be any different? What if you could say, I just need to go on some kind of a disability and it's affected me so much throughout my life. I mean, my indoctrination growing up, because you can prove that too. I need $1 million a year just to get through it all. I've got the proof right here showing you. I got the proof right here showing you. I got many other people out there in this realm that see it too. So I got witnesses as well to the evidence. In fact, they're collecting it and sending it as well. And I think they should not be able to do anything anymore if they don't want to and get $1 million a year just to, compensate. Well, we would be all rich motherfuckers, Eagle Eye Crew. It's always been there. It's always there. See? Impossible builds, man. We've done proven this. We've done proven this. Realm is what it is. It's melted. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. It's so vast, so wide, so far down deep. It's all the same thing. It's melted. We're all out here trying to, Monica, good to see you, honey. We're all out here trying to show the evidence, no matter what camp you're from. Some people are choosing to pick up the Bible and go with it. Cool. Some people are choosing to pick up geology and try to debunk us. Whatever. The evidence don't give a fuck, because knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. Smoke them if you got them, fam. Because if you accept anything else on the other side of it, you're choosing to be a slave. It's this yearning for the knowledge, this yearning for what the explanation of what happened here, this yearning for what the fuck we're on. It's deep in our DNA, if you will. It's deep in our psyche. It's deep in our souls. Why are we so infatuated with this, Eagle Eye Crew? Why are we so fucking infatuated with this evidence? What makes us keep looking for the next piece of evidence? Well, shit like this, man. That's what keeps me going for the next piece of evidence. This is why Spartan Red has put out more work, more evidence than anybody, bar none. Influencing, inspiring others to do the same, to see it, and they do, and here we are. What keeps us going, man? Why don't we just stop it all and just let all the people watch their sports ball games, which they're going to do anyway. Let all the people pick up their Bible and be deceived and fall into the slavery that, they've been indoctrinated and sacrificed into. Okay. But what about the evidence, man? Does it go away then? If the next war or whatever political this and that happens, does this evidence go away? Does it give a fuck? No, it doesn't. It's always there. We keep going through the evidence. I keep going through the evidence because I'm passionate about it. And it's not just the melt. It's not just the melt. It's not just the melt. It's about our babies, man. How much can they take? How much more war? How much more religious conflict can they endure? How much more deception can they take? How much more love is there left in this realm? Don't matter what color you are. Doesn't matter what color your eyes are, your hair, your skin. Poverty and suffering is everywhere. Some like it like that. Some can't get enough of the bloodshed. Because that's what they thrive on. The delusion inside of you. The binding of your mind. Programming you throughout your lifespan, if you will. Indoctrinating you into their system. It's you. Being controlled through deception. Johnny, cool.
Hey, Dino, how's it going, man?
Good, brother. Good to see you, man.
How's
How
it
you
going?
been?
I've been all right. Yeah, we're just working today, just doing car stuff, changing oil, nonsense like that, just everyday stuff like we all do,
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that stuff because I feel the same way about religion, in general. I went to seminary. I was studying to be a pastor, so like we did delve into a lot of the history, uh, and it got hijacked. I'm sorry, but maybe, in the first and second century or whatever, as they talk about mainstream history, it was pure, right? It wasn't, it was natural, like a natural thing, helping others, uh, helping your brothers and sisters. It wasn't about controlling everybody and, like making them, like you say, go to war for for no reason. I'm anti-war. I'm anti-war, just generally speaking. You know, and the Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill," but yet they preach, "Oh, it's good to do it for your country." What? It doesn't make sense. The patriotic idea. I don't know. I think are you in the service at the minute, Dino?
No, my hair's too long and I got too much of a beard. I'm too old, and I did that shit 40 years ago.
I hear you.
But I went in as a medic. I was a medic.
Yeah, to help people. Okay. Yes,
combat medic, Cold War warrior. But if I felt the same way my whole life, Johnny Cool. Yeah. If I, and I didn't know this back then, this information, I got in it because my older brother was in it, and so I joined up at 17 years old, finished out my junior year, went to basic training, came back, finished out senior year, and then went to med school. If I was to be sent off, I didn't want to take a life. I was going to try to save a life, and that's just my mentality.
And that's what it should be. I mean, our heart should be telling us to help people, not to kill them, not to hurt them. Yeah. And yet our churches preach, "Oh, this is great. These patriotic soldiers going to far off lands to murder people." I mean, and they revel in it. They preach it from the pulpit like this is a great thing to do. So I'm totally against that. Dino, I got out of the church long time ago. I'm what's called Torah observant, like a Torah observant believer. So I take it literally. When it says do not kill, you don't. You're not supposed to. It's not my job to go to Iraq, let's say, and murder a bunch of people and try to get them to do what we want them to do, right? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But if you take it literally, take the Bible literally as far as the commandments, everybody would be living in peace and harmony. You wouldn't kill, you wouldn't steal, you wouldn't bear false witness against your neighbor, which happens a lot, I'm afraid. There's a lot of things we would not do if we took it literally, and I don't say Jesus because that name could not have existed. It just didn't exist. It couldn't have. And I've studied it. I went to seminary. I know the Greek. I know what it transliterates into, but that's not the right name, even. So, yeah. I don't want to get all religious, because the meltology, the brickology, it's undeniable. It's the truth. Yeah. You don't need anyone to tell you what you're seeing. Well, okay, maybe we describe it to them, but once you see it, you don't need a priest, you don't need a pastor, you don't need anybody to tell you what has happened. I know we don't know exactly what has happened, but something happened. Right. I know there's different theories on what happened.
Well, something happened, and a lot of other things happened too, and then a lot of things happened after that. It's been hijacked, man. The whole thing, man. It doesn't anymore. Johnny. I'm going on 60 almost, and I remember the day before all this tech stuff. Times were different. The sky was even different. Yeah. There were no chemtrails, contrails, whatever fuck trails. The sky was different. The mentality, the vibration, the frequencies was different. With all this tech stuff going around, with all this 5G this and 5G that, and all these fucking wires going everywhere, and all this frequency going through everything, and all the visual mind fuckery, it was not like this. It wasn't. And I don't think the younger generation can comprehend it because they didn't experience it.
No, you're right. They don't. In Ireland, we're behind everyone in technology. As far as that goes, Dino. Yeah. I'm from Northern Ireland. I don't know if you could tell, but my accent's not really. It doesn't really happen anymore. Kind of. Well, to survive over in America, I had to change my way of speech. So but so that everyone can understand. But back there, it's a lot slower paced. People don't get caught up in all the technology, as at least back when I lived there, it was a lot more rural, a lot more the like people, they would work to live, not
Yes.
live to work. You know what I mean, Dano? And I think that's something Americans are lacking is they're living to work. All we do is like drive, 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 work, work, work. You don't even have a minute to think about the meltology, the brickology. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no time. People are just so busy.
Well, that's the point.
So
That's the point.
yeah,
When you've got
that's
everybody
all
so
that.
busy and you control everybody's so busy with, well, that's the point.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, obfuscation. Yeah, and then these narratives. On my channel, I'm trying to take a really simple view of these narratives, and go step by step and show people, look, these narratives need to be destroyed because these are the ones that people are building their whole philosophy, like their worldview is based on these stories,
Mhm.
which are false. Like geology, for instance, it's nonsense when you look into it, the way they teach that.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, Dino. Just wanted to
Oh
come
no,
on and
no,
say,
no,
look,
brother, you're hanging out with me today, man. We got all the time in the world. I do. Whatever time you got, we have, bro.
I wish we could sit in the pub and talk about this, and it would get rid of a bunch of the stress, the conflict between people. A couple of pints usually helps you to loosen up a bit, and
Well,
maybe
pour
not get.
yourself a Guinness, man.
Bro, people get offended, dude, about every damn thing. It's just why people get so offended. I don't know. I know YouTube world is it's kind of rough. Like people do say things on YouTube that they would not say, in real life. Uh, if we were sitting in a pub, there's some things you just would not say. I mean, you know,
Well, this is the
we'd all
this is
talk.
this is the point, man. People live by that fear. There you can't speak your mind anymore. You might offend somebody, and somebody might actually call the feelings police on you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But with me, man, fuck it. As you see me
That's what
here,
I'd say.
as you see me here, is how I'm seen out there. I don't
Yeah.
fucking care no more. I don't. I don't have time
Yeah.
for it. I don't have the. It just annoys me. I got to be me, and if being me, because I'm not faking anything. If being
Right.
me offends you, well, then that's your choice, not you,
It's
Johnny.
your problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it is, isn't it? If I'm
Problem.
offended by somebody, well,
Right.
that's my fucking problem, isn't it?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. I have a thick skin, Dino, is the way I put it. I have a thick skin. So I can take a lot of different abuse and, people saying things. I'm fine with that. It's just that we shouldn't let things get to the point where we can't talk to each other anymore. I mean, I should be able to talk to you, Dano, and say, look, I have a problem saying, and that's it. I mean, we when we can disagree, we could agree to disagree and move on, and that's it. It's
yeah,
not gonna, and we have to go back to our real lives where we have to work and do all the things that we do.
right.
It's life is too short for all that nonsense. So,
Well, disagreement is
that's
what
what I'm
men
doing.
disagreement is what men have. Okay, communicating with each other and overcoming the disagreement and coming into a more positive um, outcome of the disagreement.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what that's what men do. That's how things are accomplished.
should be. I know that's okay. I'll use a Bible passage. I'm sorry. I know you don't like them, but
Oh no, go ahead, bro.
iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. That's what it says. So we teach each other. We're teaching each other uh, different aspects of life. We don't. Every one of us has a bias. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
We've all grown up, and we've got a bias, and we're just trying to get rid of it. We're trying to, push it to the side, using the truth, to try to gain a common ground with each other. I
yeah.
think that's how it is.
And
But
that's
yeah,
why this work is so important, because this is our common ground.
yeah,
As I've said before, and Spartan has said before, okay, this, you can call it meltology, you can call it brickology, okay, whatever you want to call it. This
I don't
umbrella
care.
is all the other deceptions out there. This is
Yeah,
the reason for that all.
I
That's the
think you're
reason.
right.
That's the reason for your religions. This is the reason for your governments. This is the reason for all your sports ball games, all your
Yeah,
distractions, your financial fears. Okay. This is all orchestrated. This is
yeah,
all orchestrated for your consumption. It's shrink wrapped for you.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
Um, and people are just so comfortable with that now that they can't get out of that comfort zone once again. And you know, it's that's why the evidence is challenging. And
It
um,
can be. It can be. I mean, I must admit, when I first came into it, it can be difficult to see the large scale. You see the small scale easily enough, but when you talk about the large scale, the mountains are buildings as well. I must admit that was tricky to get to change your mind about that. But I must have Jerry. I watched Jerry's stuff, and honestly, he really presented that well. He really did.
yeah,
Um, I mean, he changed my mind on a lot of that stuff.
oh yeah,
So,
mine too, absolutely. I was sitting back. I was sitting in the chats back in the Jerry days. I was there. Um,
yeah,
you know,
I,
and so much has been accomplished since then. And you know, I know there's Jerry and there's many out there doing their thing, and this is good because it's thinking out, but it's not accepting the narratives given.
right.
And this is the important thing, you know.
The
Um,
more the merrier is what I say. More the merrier.
yeah.
I've been really enjoying the Japanese channels. I don't know if you've been watching them guys, Dino, but they're coming on like a lot. Candy, I think, is the name we give the girl who, and then there's Jiro, uh, uh, Tataria Japan, I think is his
We showed
channel.
some of his work here on the up in the nest.
Brilliant, bro. And I don't know how many of them there is over there, but doesn't seem like that many. But he's putting out some good work, and the Candy, the girl, she's really professional with her presentations.
Yeah.
She's calling it a field study, which I think is great. It's a real good technical term, she's put on that, and does a great job. Though I've been enjoying watching those guys just developing
Yeah.
and getting along with each other. So I
Yeah.
try to pop in there every once in a while, and I can't speak Japanese, but I'll put a few comments in there just to let them know we love them. We want
Right.
them to keep going. So,
Yeah.
but brickology, meltology, to me, it's a no-brainer. I'm 100% in it. Never changed my mind now. So, but
Well,
you know,
we're humbled and honored that you're part of our fam, Johnny Cool. You know, you got your chant up, you're doing your thing, you're going to others, you're here in the nest with me now, man. This is fucking what it's about, and this has been always what it's been about.
and
And
like I say, don't be too offended if I do a Bible one, because there's a
oh,
lot of folks out there, Dano, that are Bible believers, and they need to
oh,
see it too.
well, you
And
know, I was baptized when I was in the 5th grade. I was first Christian church in my hometown. Couldn't wait. Didn't know what it meant, but I couldn't wait to have the little drink and the little snack.
Yeah.
While I was there. Okay, that's what it was about for me because I was a child.
yeah, I know,
Okay.
I know.
And at the same time, that same church that I went to, they pass around the plate and everybody can give the money, their tithings or whatever you want to call it, right, to the church. Well,
Yeah.
the person that was giving me the food and the drink, I didn't have no problems with him. He was just another old man, and and seemed nice and all that. But the guy taking the money was raping my 6-year-old sister every fucking night.
Wow, dude.
Beating the fuck out of my brother or him running into the night, throwing me against the fucking wall, throwing my mom through windows. Same guy that was in the church, a deacon, getting the money. So as far as religion goes, now I'm not saying that's the way it is everywhere, but the evidence is the evidence, man. This shit's been a fucking pandemic forever now within that house. And what I'm saying to religion out there is, The message is good, but the messengers are not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So there's a little house cleaning that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
And it needs to be open.
Well, you know, Ireland, we're notorious for the pedophiles over there with the church.
I know, our sister Dervo C's from Ireland, and she's out there exposing them.
Yep. No, good. It's good.
Yeah.
Before I left to come over here, actually, they found an old cistern, an old sewage dump, with tons of bodies in it, man. You know, bodies and bodies and bodies, little baby bodies that they had dumped in this cistern, bro. There was a nunnery nearby and a monastery, obviously. And I'm sorry, but they're not celibate. They're not celibate.
No.
Dude, they make visits. I'm just saying. And those babies got to go somewhere. And they find them. But it all got covered over. It all got covered over because they control the police as well over there. Like the church will have a control over the police. So they won't do anything about it. That's how it is. I know that's the way, Dino. But what I'm saying is the message, like you just said, the message, if you read it for yourself and do what it says, you will not turn out like that. You will not be a pedophile. You will not kill anybody. You will not steal their stuff. You will not do any of those things. No. And you'll respect your brother. You'll respect your brother and feed those in need in your community as well. That's all taught there, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And, you know, we were up here doing this and talking like this. Why? Because we fucking can. Why?
Yeah.
Because there's no fear up here. When you can overcome the fear in yourself, there's nothing else to fear.
No.
There's nothing else to fear.
There's nothing to fear. I don't fear you, Dino. I mean, I love you, man. I just wanted to let you know my perspective.
I'm talking to everybody out there watching me, not just you, Johnny Cool, but everybody listening to me right now. You know, it's because I've lived in fear my whole fucking life, man.
Right.
I didn't know it.
No good. It's crippling. Fear is crippling.
Yeah.
And there's a person that I owe a lot to right now, and I'm not going to say who it is, but and I love them, and they've helped me a lot with getting rid of some of that stuff and understanding it. And I hope they know who I'm talking to. So anyway.
Well, you know, it's about being free up in here, and Spartan has set that guideline from the get-go. You know, many have come up in the nest, and just be you. And I'm so glad you're here, Johnny Cool, because you bring this perspective that's been a little taboo.
Yeah, and I agree, and I totally agree with what you present as far as how it's been manipulated, twisted. Men have hijacked it. Dude, it's like anything. They always try to hijack something, even meltology. I mean, it's like people want to hijack that. You know, everything we do that's truth and good they'll try to hijack it. They'll try to take it over.
Well, that's why it says you always stay with the evidence.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're here. And I hope you got some time, Johnny Cool. You got some time?
Sure. I can stick around for a minute.
Can you see the chat?
So, yes. I see it. I can't see it in. Hold on. I'm not very good on the StreamYard.
That's okay.
I just started. Okay. Yeah, I see it there. Yep.
Okay, cool. If you want to interact with me, I'm going to get into some evidence, and I'm just going to flow with the evidence. And I'm going to go at our pace. And if you think you want me to zoom in on anything, if the crew sees something they want me to zoom in on, we'll do that. And we'll keep talking like we're talking when we do it. And we'll see where this stream takes us, bro.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Brilliant, man. Fam. Spark them if you got them. We got Johnny Cool riding shotgun up here in the nest with fervent heat. Bringing you the Sunday easy. A brick love to Spartan Red. Thank you, brother. Rest well. We'll talk to you soon. Here we go, fam. We're going to go back into some evidence, and I'm going to go back to the page. Am I good, Johnny?
Yep. You're good, man.
Good. Sweet. And we'll go back one here. Melted Red Brick University, like, share, and subscribe. We've been doing this for a while. Tip of the spear, shield of truth in this melted message. And we can say that because we've proven that. And we're growing, fam. We're growing so much. I'm just going to go down here and click on some evidence, Johnny. And what we're looking at here by Mark Galat, our melted reality, boots on the ground, like, share, and subscribe, man. Mark has been in this for a long time. Done many live streams with Mark. What a brilliant brother you are. Look at the evidence, man.
I love his work. He's so good at it.
Now here we have a dam. Okay, and if this is here in the United States, this is maintained and controlled by the Corps of Engineers, the Army Corps of Engineers, nationwide. Okay, they're maintained by this, or this is maintained by them. Now we see a dam here, and I'm going to do this real quick, Johnny. I'm just going to screenshot Mark's work. We're going to get into it a little bit more in depth here, and I've shown many of these infrastructure is what I call them of this realm, and they've been hijacked as well. This realm was a free energy system. It still is. We just don't know it, but we're paying out the nose for it. Because it all comes down to that shekel. All right, here we go.
Absolutely.
We have a hydraulic dam here. This is for energy to power the communities or whatever. Okay, we can see that they've come in here and done what they've done. Okay.
Yep.
And what they've done is they've refurbished what was already there, and we can see that through the evidence.
Wow. It's insane, bro. It's just insane.
We can see it in the actual structure here. Obviously, they didn't build that. That was there. That's in the melt. We see it. We know it. Okay. We can see the ghosting, the expansion, the shell of the structure, the disintegration behind it, the transitioning of the state of matter in it.
Wow. Are they saying, wow, that's just, it just morphs into the other one, doesn't it? Like
It does.
it's so crazy.
I mean,
Someone's got to explain that, you know, how they built that.
exactly, brother. You know, I mean, we'll break it down here a little bit more. Okay. We obviously have this feature here next to whatever this is, this dam, they call it now, to hold the water back or whatever. But what we're seeing here is old world structure, infrastructure, whatever structure this was, the state of matter changed in it. And we can see that most definitely here. And we can see it in following the melt. And that's where we kind of, you know, Johnny Cool, you're the same way, you know, Eagle Eye Crew. We break down the color differentials. We break down the action and the flow of the melt. The drop of the structures, and we can see that here. We can see how this is all this way. This is pretty much horizontal. Okay, as far as
it amazes me how the heat missed some parts. You know, like at the bottom there.
Right.
You know, it's fairly in good condition, but the heat must have. I mean, I guess it didn't take a direct path. You know, just went up through diagonally up through that one.
Well, we need to comprehend, Johnny, that this was an implosion. This wasn't an explosion. This was an implosion. And is this electrical heat X factor energy that changed the state of matter of this realm came from the bottom up, which means it came from the bottom up. It took out everything from the bottom up. And when you do that, everything that's up is going to come shifting down onto itself. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. That's exactly what we're seeing here. See how this is like this right here? But we come over here, look at our lines now. See how we got to go in this way now?
Yeah.
Down in the water. See the drop? See the shell of the structure that's just left right here?
Wow.
See the scorching above it?
Yep. I'm still learning, Dino, you know?
Oh, we're all learning every day, brother. Every day. Mark bringing it, showing us. It's
But
just
the electrical heat damage, I do see that. That's definitely what that looks like. So
yeah. And here now this dam back here that we were just looking at is a bit different than this one. This is kind of an older pick. It's nothing recent. You can tell it's an older pick. The condition of the infrastructure here is original.
yeah,
I'll show you. Let me do something here. So you're right, Johnny. It did hit this realm, and some places were hit a little different than others, or a lot different than others. And we see that in the melt. Let me do this right here. I'm going to clean it up. We're going to pop into it a little bit here. This is a massive area. They call it a dam, all right, because it's damming the water. It's altering the water course, all right.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. Older pick. Same dam, same area. This is the same dam. Hold on a minute here. We got this over here, which we were just at, weren't we?
yes, sir.
Older pick here. So they come in and tidied that up and took this to that other. So we're looking at a before pick of that. And
So they basically just refaced that. They refaced that older structure. Put some cladding on it.
Absolutely did.
Yep.
Absolutely did.
Wow.
Just highlighting, popping the lines so you can see them. Let me take the tone down a little bit here. You can see the brick block. You can see the lines. You can see scorching going on. You can see ghosting going on. Now, a grainier, older pick. But we can see up here, this is all structure. This was all here. They did not build this. They did not build this.
Nope. Freemasonry.
They found it. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly, brother. And that's what we're dealing with. The ones that control this found it. They renovated it. They didn't novate it. They didn't first time occupy, build it. They renovated it.
Right.
And this is the deception, man. This is the deception. And this is why people can't get past it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very clever at covering it up, aren't they?
Absolutely. Now we see shit like this, Johnny.
That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious.
Now, we got to critically think here, don't we? Is this CGI? Well, this has been here for a while.
It's either CGI or just I don't know, somebody's made a mold or something on there because it looks crazy. I don't know. I really don't understand what's going on there, to be honest with you.
Well, that's the thing about this realm. There's so much that is there. It's there. The thing is, putting it together, how is it there?
I don't know. That's
Why
insane,
is it
bro.
there?
Why? Yeah.
But the thing is this, when you get into the evidence, and this is just another piece of evidence, you get into the melt. You get into the details. You get into the texture. You get into the transitioning.
Yeah.
And that's what I love to do with this. I love to collect evidence and get them out there and everything. But what I really love is this right here. Because now we're picking out the color differentials of the melt, the transitioning of it right here, and how it transitions into the metal of the boat, of the ship, of whatever this is. It's right there in our face.
I mean, it does look like it's wedged in there, doesn't it? I mean, for real. Like the boat's actually wedged in there.
Yes. And this is
insane, bro.
This is a real place. And how big is this? Well, this is the front end of a fucking boat, man. A ship.
Oh, no. It's hilarious, bro.
It's got the star on it. This is Chinese.
Okay. Chinese. Interesting.
Okay. The melt is there. How many times have we broken down this shit? So what's going on here, man?
You tell me. I don't know.
Stuff
I mean,
right here, this kind of stuff right here sparks entertainment. If you've ever seen the Philadelphia Project,
yeah.
you know, this is the kind of stuff that meltology, brickology, the state of matter changing this realm gets into. Yes, there was an X Factor event, but what exactly was the X Factor event?
Yeah.
We see the signatures of it, and here's part of it right here.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, that one.
We see things like this.
Yeah, I love those. Geologist nightmare.
You know,
What the heck? Naturally formed ladder, you know?
we see the ladder up here. It's the old ladder lean, isn't it?
Yeah. That's just hilarious.
Well, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, that's just calcium buildup." That's
Right.
that's well, that's fucking. It looks like it's a real image. We see the state of matter changing in this. What happened? What's the wrapping around this metal? What is this? Is this brick?
Yeah.
Is this melted brick cooked out?
I imagine it just melted and ran down the ladder and then hardened, you know. So that's interesting. Interesting.
And when you get into interesting, you get into the details once again. Because you have to, because it demands it. And we get into the details. We have metal right here. Right?
Yep,
It's
definitely metal.
Let's go like this. Now we're getting into the transitioning of it.
Yeah.
And we can see right here, the state of matter's changed right here.
Yes, sir.
The metal is hard to tell, but it looks scorched and burnt.
Yep.
As we come down here, we can see that the angle of this ladder is taking the same path, the same angle of what's coming down here.
Mm-hmm.
We get into the state of matter changing. What the fuck's going on here? The state of matter, it expanded from the inside out and the bottom up.
Yeah. Swallowed it up.
Is that what we're seeing? The expansion come out around this piece here. See down here? See this right here? This line?
I mean, your eyes tell you that's what's happening, but when you can't see it, your information is telling you that that's not what it is, right? I mean,
right.
Basically, that's the way I was. So,
are we seeing the state of matter wrap around this fucking ladder and melt?
Absolutely.
This is flow pattern right here.
That's crazy, dude.
This is compaction flow pattern right here. Viscous, hot, color differentials once again. We're seeing right here, you get into it, Johnny. See this rung of the ladder right here?
Yeah.
It's the lip. See the straight edge coming across?
I see it. Yep.
That's metal.
Obviously. That's crazy, man. Yeah.
So we're seeing the metal being melted right there.
Absolutely.
Along with whatever else is on it. So why didn't it flow down and around and come down in here more? Why didn't it flow over and just make a melted chunk come down each rung? Why didn't it? Why did it follow the shape of the ladder?
My guess would be it hardened quickly. You know, that's all. I don't know, really.
Well, the evidence shows is it kind of stuck to it like fucking thick pancake batter or biscuit batter. You know, and it buoyancy and density taking over and it coming down and coming across the rungs. State of matter changing. Hold on a minute.
Interesting.
Indeed, brother. Got to click out of that first and then go back. All right. We're going to click on down. Just bumping through the melt, fam. That's what we're doing. Hang on just a second. Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, man.
I mean, come on. It's just right in front of your face. You can't even, how can you question it? I mean, I guess, in the past, yeah, you do kind of come up with some bullshit cover-up story in your mind, to kind of make it okay. But after a while, you just can't make it okay.
Right.
It's just too obvious.
Well, the condition of it is one thing, but again, man, you look in the back left back there, you see houses. You can see it, like a neighborhood there. So right off this neighborhood, you got this shit.
Right.
This is a pillar blimp right here. A pillar blimp right here. Where's the rest of the fucking pillar? Where's the rest of the building? You can see it stretch in the back.
Yeah. Do you reckon they demolished that?
These things have been hit and altered and all kinds of shit through over all the wars and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Some of the castle stuff that I was doing, I wondered about that. Did they demolish these things to make it look like a medieval type, scenario? I kind of often wondered that about the castles.
Absolutely, brother. They've done so much to this realm, covered it up, paved it, put up parking lots.
Yeah. Yep.
Shopping malls, streets, roads, communities, cities, towns.
Or make it into a tomb, right? A tomb.
Yeah.
Crematorium or something like that.
Absolutely, man.
Right. But it's just undeniable to me now. It's like, but I do get why their minds are closed to it, Dino. It's like you could give them all the information and all the pictures, but inside their brain, they're lost. You know what I mean? They don't have the desire to come out of it, to come out of the prison that they're in.
Right. Yeah. And you called it. It's the mental prison that they're in, man. Because this is what we're on. This realm is a free range prison. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I've kind of touched on this before. With this insight, with all the evidence and everything that I taken into account, there's been talk of other realms out there, past the ice wall, if you will. Yeah. Agartha, Shambhala, Valhalla, Shangri-La, Atlantis.
Yeah. There's some reason why they don't want us to go out there anyway, Antarctica,
Well, what would that be? I mean, and I firmly, again, I'm going to bump through the evidence here, Johnny, but we're going to do a little talk in here. Well, let me do this. Since we got time today, and, we're going to do a little something here. Let me see here. I'm going to back out, and I'm going to do this, and then go here, then go here, and then here, and then here. You see me, Johnny?
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Sweet. Oh, insane, bro.
These are, they've got us spending money. They got us thinking that we're all given to these people don't spend money. They make money. You getting it yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
The industrial complex, bro. I mean, that's what they are. They're just making money out of death.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. They are doing that for sure. Okay. But they're doing other things behind that as well. And this is what I think is going on. Look at the size of these things. Now, many shapes and sizes. They've been around forever. The technology in these things right here have grown exponentially. Okay. And I'm going to do something here real quick. We'll go right here. We'll go here. We'll go here. Just to go fast here, fam. We'll go up here. Boom. Look at the size of these guys.
Yep.
Okay. Look what they're on.
It's a big boat, bro. It's a big submarine.
How many of these motherfuckers do you think you can fit in this thing?
I mean, 1,000 maybe. I mean, I don't know really, but hard to estimate.
Right, exactly. Okay, but the fact remains that technology is there. This thing is real. Okay, these things have the ability to be powered for 30 years without refueling.
Yeah,
these things can go to depths that you can't even imagine. Okay, these things can go to places you can't imagine they've been to, but they've been there. Put it all together, and I've talked about this before. Put it all together. Look at the state of this realm. Okay, it's fucked.
It's crazy, man.
We're living off the minerals of the melt. We're living off the minerals that we can scrap together to melt together to make this shit right here.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had this and this was your personal object and you could go anywhere you wanted in this thing, how far do you think you can go and how many times do you think you could come back?
Unlimited, bro. Unlimited.
And how many of these do you think there are out there?
I would imagine freaking thousands of them. I would imagine, just knowing them guys.
Well, absolutely, Johnny. Absolutely, brother. And all these wars and all these decades that have happened and all these deaths and everything and all the conflicts and all the embargoes and all the sanctions and all of that shit. You know which one they haven't fucking touched? The Antarctic Treaty. It has been unchanged since its signing. And every country signed on to that. All the big ones anyway. Meaning that they will control who goes there to Antarctica from where they're at in this realm. You know what I'm saying? If you're Russia, you're in control of who goes there through Russia, China, America. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're all in the same club. They control who fucking goes there. And that treaty has not been changed, man. In fact, they've been coming to and fro forever now. You try to go there. You can't.
I can't. I remember the Norwegian guy who got arrested. The Norwegian military picked him up, I guess.
Yeah.
He was going there from Argentina. He had got the permission to go from Argentinian government, but got arrested by a Norwegian Navy ship and tried in Norway. It's just too obvious, that they want to control that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, you can go to whatever coast you're on. Let's say I go out here to Pacific Ocean, off the coast of Oregon, let's say, and I just get in my little canoe and I just paddle my ass straight, just follow the sun, just keep following the sun. Okay. I may run into Hawaii. I may run into Australia, but I might run into other places that we don't even fucking know about because we haven't been told about them. They're far outside of a perimeter. Okay. That they can keep control of who breaks that perimeter.
Agreed. Yeah. The Pacific, what they call a Pacific, the size of it is just insurmountable. I mean, really, there could be stuff out there that you would never have seen before still. Absolutely. And even beyond that, like you say.
Absolutely. And there's been myths and stories of people that have ventured out and come upon places. But then again, there are myths and stories.
Sure. The Iron Realm.
Yes.
Yeah, I've looked into it a little bit. Yeah. Iron Realm.
Absolutely.
It's interesting for sure. But we may never know because we can't get out there. I mean, unless we, like you say, hijack one of those submarines and we'll go out there.
Well, that's the point, man. That's the point. Things, people are so fucking confused and controlled, have been forever. Okay. We're so reliant on the usury system.
Yeah.
That they do this by. We're bound by their institutions that have been set up that we have to get accepted into and graduate from and get indoctrinated into to climb the ladder of their definition of success.
Right. Which isn't mine. Honestly, I know that money is everything to them and power. But to me, living with people and getting along with people is more important than money. You know what I mean? More important than, and they would kill people to keep that money, you know, even children if they have to.
Oh, well, they've proven that many times, haven't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Uganda, so, right?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
That one sickened me. Bill Gates and Henry Kissinger.
Oh,
the damage they did. Uganda, man, dude.
The treachery.
Bad guy.
Well, there's a lot of bad guys out there, isn't there?
Yep.
You know, the treachery is in control, and they're not giving up. And you know, this information, this is what we do. And you know, we're insignificant in our individual ways, but collectively, we can become more significant.
Absolutely.
And you know, when you don't live in fear, you don't live in fear. Right. That means you speak your mind, and it depends on what your comfort zone is. Once again, how far you want to go with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like debates. I don't really get into debates with people. I give them information. If they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't, and that's it. You know, it's not my job to get into an argument with them, you know, about it. You either see it or you don't. That's
absolutely.
I take it. So.
But you know, this is the state of matter, and this is the evidence of the topics of the melt right here, and the topics of the others that we've been talking about. They all come together, and you know, this is just the first step of comprehending this paradigm shift that we've went through. You know, dealing with the stressors of exposing it and highlighting it and everything that brings your way. This is just the first base, man. Because when you really think outside the box, man.
Honestly, the meltology, brickology, it does expand your mind to be able to think more reasonably. You know, I think. I really have experienced that. So.
Yeah. And, you know, this is one of the ways that, you know, we can talk about things like indoctrination, going through school, and the predictive programming and all of that. When the talent lies, where the talent lies with this topic matter, is proving it, that not only is the melt real, but the indoctrination and the predictive programming is real as well. And, you know, Spartan has done that brilliantly. And one of the things that he's done, and I'll show we've done this before. I don't know if you've seen this one, Johnny Cool, or anybody else out there. Some of you crew have. But, you know, we've put meltology in the movies and show you.
I hadn't really seen too much about that. A few things, but
well, I'll tell you what,
it's in there.
Here we go. you see what I was talking about, brother?
All over it. And hey, I'll tell you something interesting. I go to we don't go to church, but we have a gathering, a home gathering with people.
Right.
And I was talking about this with those guys the other day. I talk about meltology all the time with these guys, and they get it. They get it. I mean, it's obvious. But with the movies revealing stuff, over not just about meltology, but other things as well, the predictive programming in the movies. And we had a good conversation about that, how they saw that too, like that they're telling you in the movies, you have no excuse. There's no excuse to not know.
Right.
Right. It's just kind of like that, I guess.
Absolutely, brother.
On my last job I worked at, I had, I think it was 4 or 5 guys there. Well, they're welders. They're like fabricators, steel fabricators.
Yeah.
They know what they know what work is. They know what it takes to build a wall, to build a structure. And I had them watching. They were around my computer, and I was showing them pictures off Yandex about Petra, different buildings, and man, they're loving that stuff. And they saw it. They could see it. I don't work there anymore though, so.
Well, that's it, man. That's, and you saw what their reaction was like, right?
Yes.
That paradigm shift happened in their eyes.
Yeah. Just trying to whet their appetite, so they can search it for themselves,
That's it. And we see it in the melt, don't we?
It's everywhere, bro. It's everywhere.
But this is, you got to think, man. Okay, this was a production.
Yeah, I know. They did it on
This
purpose.
is where the critical thinking comes in, and this is where the deep thinking starts. Okay, this was a production. I remember seeing this when I was young, very young. This was the 70s sometime, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe late 60s. I'm not sure. But this right here, this is where they start fucking with your head. Okay.
Yeah.
Seen from it right there. And we see that he took this,
Turned it upside down. Yep.
and turned it upside down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hijack.
This was in the script.
Yep.
Now they're going to insinuate that the actors in this production for your entertainment did it for a reason. Was this guy was doing it to give a signal that he's been there? He sees it. He's in a graveyard. There's many other crosses around there.
Right.
Okay. But he decides to see it. And that's what they want you to do. It draws you in. He's seen it because it's been produced like that for you. Because this guy's an actor, because we're critically thinking now. So they're sending us a message. Sure, it's part of the script. Sure, it's part of the storyline. But remember, it's about visuals, symbology. Because what we're also looking at is the fucking melt back here. God damn it. Look at this shit. They're putting it in your face. They're putting it in your face, and they're blinding it with all of this in here.
Yep.
Okay.
They're very good at it. They're very, very good at it. Yeah, before I was in the meltology, I was researching a lot of the Masonic stuff. Was my main focus, really, back in the day.
Yeah.
Watching videos 4 hours every night, you know what I mean? And back in the 80s, back in the 90s, whenever we didn't have all the internet stuff, and
right,
it was hard to get information.
It was. The only access we had to any intrigue on that was going to the library at your school or town, and the TV and the radio. That was it.
Yep. It was
books. That's the era we come from, Johnny Cool, is before this, because this is a thing for decades now. decades now. For me, I've been so interested in all the mysterious stuff, all of it, just like everybody else out there, all of it. Listen to many late night radio shows, call-in shows back before the internet age. There was it. You couldn't come up on a screen and do what we're doing right now. It was you called in. What's that?
Coast to Coast.
You know it, Art Bell.
Art Bell. Yep. I listened to him. I was in Ireland, and I would listen to him way late at night, bro. I mean, super late.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love that show.
And you know, many interesting. I mean, my gosh, it's just so intriguing. But the thing that they couldn't do is this right here. They didn't talk about this right here. I can remember because there wasn't the evidence to show. You couldn't show it through the phone.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's definitely another level of truth.
And you know, this is the technology catching up. You know, this network, this frequency that we're all controlled by to live with this technology right here. You know, this is our communication, man. And that's why the evidence, like Spartan said, is so important to get out there, because it not only shows that the mountains and in the mountains, so-called mountains, they're melted structures. We're looking at infrastructures, man. Okay. You can go to any city, town you're at in the realm, and you go down into the sewer systems and you go down to the bottom depths of the supposed infrastructures, and you're finding stuff like this right here.
I know, that's insane, bro. That's insane. I love those underground ones. It's just mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing.
I mean, the logistics.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And this is just a fraction of it. It goes down that way, wherever it goes, and it goes back from where you're looking, wherever it goes. All of it.
The foundations under the water, of course. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's,
right.
That's so insane, bro.
I mean,
explain that.
You got state of matter changing right there.
Yes.
In that chunk right there. Underneath it, it's fused to it. This either plopped down, fell down in, you know, getting into the evidence. How'd this fucker get here? Let's look at it, okay? This is in the flow of water right here. This is obviously down wherever the fuck it is, okay? Over here, we can see that it's heat damaged underneath here.
Absolutely.
All the way, 8 away. Look at that. See how it just slopes down? You can go under the water here and you can actually pick it out.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So this
I'm gonna have to learn how you do that though, because that's nice. You can change the filters and stuff.
Oh, right on. Well, I've come a long way, Johnny Cool. I used not to be savvy at this. This is what I do and what I've gotten good at. But this piece right here, how did it get there? What is that? Well, you'd walk right by it. But I guarantee you that this thing is fused into this, what's underneath here.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's what the evidence is showing us. Yeah. Transitioning right here. Whatever you want to call it, it's fused to this fucker, welded to this fucker right here. Okay. This chunk here looks like it kind of plopped in there because I don't see a buildup over here.
No, just at the front there. Yep.
The underneath it here looks like this coming out here took some force and pushed it out.
Looks like it.
We can tell up here is fucked up. So something come loose.
Yep.
And it came loose when this happened.
Yeah, it started to expand out. Nice.
We see places like this all over the realm. Is this the original for this? Did somebody come in and carve these eyes and make this a nose and all of that? Possibly, very could have, man. Is it in the melt? Sure it is. But can things be chipped away and altered? Sure they can.
Absolutely can.
Okay. Can we see pock marks and chisel marks and shit? Sure we can in a lot of this stuff. But the thing is, this whole feature right here is melted. This whole feature right here was part of a building that was in some kind of an incident.
I love the melted steps up on the back of it there.
Yeah.
Well, there's some right there too, but there's some up on top at the left side of it. as
Right
well.
there.
It's like your melted steps right there, bro. I love that. Geologist nightmare. That's all I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I love getting into these things, man. And I've done this kind of evidence before. The infrastructures. You look at all these highways that just fucking crisscross throughout the whole realm, right? No matter where you're at, you got fucking highways going everywhere, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's foundationed on the melt, man.
Okay.
Obviously, it has to be.
It has to be. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know everything, so I'm just learning, and never really thought about this part of it. The highways and stuff. So.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Johnny, because I love to show this. Now, I want you to do something now. Close your eyes.
All right.
Okay.
Done.
And think about the evidence and what we've just been going through, all this melt stuff, all of this stuff. Okay.
Yep.
And when you open your eyes, what's the first thing you're going to see? Go ahead.
Melted building. I mean, it's just. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what it looks like, but
what you're seeing is what you just saw before you close your eyes, man. Okay. Take away all the shit that's obvious. See all the cars, all the highway, all the stuff that was bored. See down here the black or the pavement. See how it loops around. See all this tangled mess. This is highlighting where your anchorage points are. Mm-hmm. See right here in the middle, center pick. See how this highway cuts right through here and goes this way? Okay. Try to not see that, but go and look past it. You see this here. You see this over here. Okay. You see what's down in here. Now put this little section together here. And what you're doing when you get rid of all this highway, you're looking at the top of the melt and the structures that make up it. They didn't come in and blow all this out here to make way for this. They anchored the pathway, the levelness of the top of the melt. They used these tops of these structures as the level, the base for the infrastructure. It's just, we're on the top. Our infrastructure, our highways and shit are on the top of massive fucking structures, whether it be the infrastructure for it or the structure itself. It's massive. Look between here. Look. See this right here? Focus on this white. See this right here when I come in?
Yeah. Yeah, it's on top of it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, you can see the brick line. You can almost see brick lines even from that distance.
What's this line? See that straight line?
Yes, sir.
See how wide it is?
I see it.
See how it goes all the way across here?
Mm-hmm.
See how it's part of the internals of the top of this? Look at this right here.
Interesting.
What I'm doing is I'm popping this in here as best I can. And then I'm going to back out. And you start seeing the internal collapse of this structure and how this is a border to this. This is down further here. This is a wall piece or structure here.
Yeah.
See how it goes down in there?
When you change the color, it definitely highlighted it more for me. So yeah I can see it. Yeah.
See how it comes up here? If you're on a car down here on this white strip, you're looking down into the cliff or whatever you're looking down into, the melt, okay?
Yeah.
But when you're on this here, you're driving and all this is up here and shit or out there and stuff. But as you come this way, you're coming right over where this wall piece comes over and anchors.
I see it. Yeah.
For this right here. It anchors for this section here It anchors for this over here. It's an anchor spot for all your crossing points in here.
Yeah, I can see it now. It was a little tricky, but I can see it now, though.
When you get into evidence like this, take it for what it is and then break it down and go to it, just like we did, just like this. We'll take this spot right here. This is an off, or it looks like an on-ramp. This little hook that comes in here. See it? This car's going to go here. This one's here. See how it's going? And it's going to hook on right up here, and the highway takes off this way.
Yep, gotcha.
Okay. We're going into where they built this road access up, because it is going up. This is below here. The cars are going under here, so they got to travel up and loop around at a higher elevation to go the other way. All right?
Yeah.
So what's this anchored on right here?
So
What's this?
Yeah, it's a structure that they've just used it to make the elevation.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. I'd never thought of it before, Dino, but now it's pretty clear.
It's right there. You're looking at ruins, internals, man. Sure, this is all solid. You can go walk all over it and stuff like that, but there's depth here. See how it's level down here, but it loops up? That makes this higher up here, doesn't it? Because
Yes,
it went up, didn't it? It made it higher because there's a fucking wall right there. There's a wall right there.
Interesting. Wow. I'll never look at a highway the same again now.
And all you got to do is pick a point and go to it.
Right.
You just pick a point and go to it, and you'll see it. Right here. Highway going this way, car going this way. This is all crystallized out in here. But what's all this mess down in here? What's this straight line here? What's this crisscross here, crisscross here, crisscross here, coming across here? What's the depth in here for? Look, I mean, fuck. This is what I get excited about, is getting into it like this. I spend fucking hours doing this shit. And you start seeing it more. The structure is there.
Wow.
Pick this one up here. We're looking down. All this cooked out mess in here. All this. See, here's the highway going right by it all. These people are probably looking up. These people are looking down because they're driving over. So all this in here. All this in here, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
Insane, bro. I appreciate the work you put into this because, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have seen it till you highlighted it. So
You're looking down because this was an implosion. They got some kind of a warehouse building of some sort right here on top of all this out here. But what is all this out here? You can't see it because you're pretty much level with it and you're small. You can't, we're at a higher elevation looking down. Okay. This is what you see when you look down. This is what the terrain is. It's cross sections. See it? Yeah. These are roads. I'm sure you can drive a car up here, but these are cross sections of a bigger structure.
Yeah. Looks like it. Absolutely. I've learned something new, Dino. So appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. I'm having a great time. You got Johnny Cool riding shotgun with Fervent Heat tonight. Brick Love, brother, thank you for being here, man.
I'm enjoying this.
We see pics like this. Now, this is an older pic, and this is the thing about the evidence. You take it for what it is, and you dive into it. And I'm going to take this for what it is. It's an older pic. Could be a newer pic, just black and whited out. Who knows? The evidence is there, and it looks like the state of matter has been changed in it. What is it? It's a big piece of melted block. It looks like we have some kind of painting on it. Okay, why would somebody put some kind of a painting on a piece of fucking block sticking out right here? Well, what would make sense is this block used to be attached to something.
Sure, yeah, part of another structure, yeah.
So what was this? Well, let's look. What can we make out of this single piece of evidence right here? Let's do this. Just a second. I'll do this first. We'll get in here and do this. We'll pop it. Okay. Whatever this is, we're just going to get in here and do a little of this. Trying to bring out the texture of it. See where I'm going with it?
Yes, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
It's a little grainy, but I'm trying to get the texture of it. And I think I did a good job, so I'm going to save it.
Pretty good.
Now we're going to rotate it a little bit. And take a look at it.
Yeah, I see it now. Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing a rendition. Do we agree?
Yes, sir. See that?
We can see the state of matter has changed in the rendition. It's heat damage. Look at her face. Look at its face. Whatever this was, look at its face. You can see the viscosity in it right here. Is this a rendition of a building behind it? We got the melt coming off right here. See it? But we have something that's renditioned off the back of this thing that goes this way. It's part of the rendition.
Maybe a capturing of what happened that day, right? Or
whatever the environment, whatever the scenery at that time, whatever that was when it took place, the artist that put this there, that's how they saw this.
Yeah, trying to capture it. Mm-hmm.
Because these things were put there by people that seen it and realized and sensed it with their cognitive abilities. So this is what we also do up here in Melted Red Brick University. It is about the melt, and it's all about the melt. And this is part of that melt. And this is, these are the kind of things that we want to get into, that we've always got into. Yeah. And it's showing how to get into the evidence.
Hey, I might have to get off here, Dino. Just
right
on. Have a smoke. If anybody else, maybe you want to get someone else up or whatever. But I appreciate.
You just taking a break?
Yeah, I'm just going to go have a smoke and just relax for a bit. I may come back. I don't know. I may.
Okay. Well, Johnny, if you want to, you can click out. That's cool. If you want to just go backstage right here, you can do that too. So do your thing. In fact, we're going to take a quick intermission because we're only on 2 hours, and you know me. So we're going to take an intermission. So do what you want to do, Johnny. I'm going to be right back, and we'll get into some more of this shit.
Well, I appreciate it, Dino. If I don't come back, I appreciate it. And, good to meet you. Good to talk to you. Very interesting stuff, bro. Very interesting.
Look forward to see you flying back in.
All
right. Brick Love, Johnny Cool. Johnny Cool. I'll tell you what, man, this is good stuff. It really is. Spartan's taking the night off. He's a little tired tonight. Johnny Cool flying in, us going off the wall, flying into the melt in all kinds of different ways. And I love doing this. I really do. And I love you, crew. And thank you for being here, Mel. Well, go do that, Mel. And I'm going to do that too. And we're going to be right back, crew. So do what you got to do. And I'll see you in just a second. Actually, in about 4.5 minutes. Brick Love, One Love. It is I, Fervent Heat, Melted Red Brick University. Like, share, and subscribe. You're in the nest with the Eagle Eye crew today, up here in the Sunday Easy. Thank you and welcome, Brick Love, One Love, to every one of you out there. Even you silent ones in the background not saying anything. I see you. I do. And I'm talking to you. And I want you to see what we're showing you and what we've been showing you forever now. And maybe you've seen it and you're doing your own research on it. Brick Love, One Love to you. Maybe you've seen it and you've chose to ignore it. Well, that's up to you. That's why I do what I do, because this is up to me as far as me being here. Nobody else, my choice. Hold on a minute. Just saying hey to the homie. He got back off of work. But it's up to me for being here. And then I can't fathom being anywhere else doing what I'm doing. And I'm so fascinated that you come up in here, Johnny. And hope to see some others out there. Mel. Mel. I'm sorry. Had a little Mel in my throat there.
She did say she was going to do it, and she didn't. We had a deal.
Well, I'll tell you what, Johnny, if you wouldn't mind, brother, you can see the chat. Can you give some shout outs to the crew, man?
Sure. Mr. Basefan, hey, how you doing? I see Patty down there. I see Curtis 47, Link Master. I'm scrolling up here, but I don't. James is here. James H.
Yeah.
Deborah. I don't know if Deborah's still here, but she was there. Masso's here. Doug, how you doing, man? All the familiar faces.
Oh yeah.
Familiar faces. Darren Ann is here as well. How you doing, Darren?
Brick Love, Darren.
Paul Little's here too.
Brilliant. Paul, good to see you, brother. Welcome, man. You're a new one.
Velasquez, he's on up there too. I'm scrolling right to the top here, Dano. Some of these people haven't commented for a minute.
It's all good, brother.
I think that's it. I don't know if I missed anybody. If I have, just let me know. I have the Tiger.
Oh, I have the Tiger's back.
I have the Tiger's here. So,
where's he at?
He was way up the chat, man. Almost at the top.
Okay. I have the Tiger. Welcome back, brother. I love it, man. That's absolutely right, Paul. Don't let your lying eyes deceive you.
Yeah, that's as far up as I'm going to scroll, man. I'll be scrolling for the rest of the show.
That's all good, brother. Thank you for doing a little time there. I'm shouting them out, man. Just this is what we do. You want to come up here and hang out, man, and do exactly what Johnny's doing. Do it with us, man. This is our house. This is our nest. And this is us. And thank you for being here.
I'm going to turn off the ears. They're too bright. They tell me too bright.
We're going to have a bit of fun here. I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Let me do this first off. I'm going to take us on a little journey. Got the Dean finger going on.
I could sing a song or something while you're doing it.
We're going to go on a little journey. We're going to go back in time a little bit if we can.
Cool.
This is us. This is us in the chill out zone. Let's see here. This is us in the chill out zone. And if you're new up in here, a little gift for you. If you're older up in here, a little gift for you. Give me a second. Here we go. 5 months ago.
I'm not seeing anything. Still there, Dana?
Yeah, I'm still here, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't see anything yet. So.
Well, we're going to bring you some memes anyway. You know, this is the beauty of this platform set up by Spartan Red. Laughing Eagle 007 Dread, the meme king, the ruthless chiller, top cunt. Rick Love, brother. He's going to bring us some memes. So, Melanie, here you go, baby. Is the volume okay on it?
I don't see anything or hear anything yet, Dana.
Just a second. Okay, so that wasn't coming through?
I don't see it.
Okay, fuck, man. See, can't do that. That's okay. I was taking you back to an old chill out zone.
Okay.
And I was going to get into some memes that Spartan rolled through, but that's okay. You can go to our backup channel on Odyssey, go to Spartan or Die, Spartan on the Gram, and you can go into the archives and you can see it there, all the way back from the first stream till now. And just a second. Cancel that.
Got Melanie making fun of my accent.
Oh, Melanie makes fun of everything.
I don't have an accent. You have an accent, Melanie.
All right. Hang on. Okay, am I up now? Can you see?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to try to go back and get some memes going on for you that Spartan did before, but it's not letting me do it.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We're just going to dive back into some more evidence, man.
I love those, the transitional bricks. To me, that's the simplest for someone who's never seen it before, you can't see it. Like that kind of picture, that there to me is undeniable. You know, even for someone who has never seen it before.
Yep. Absolutely, man.
To me, I try to keep it simple, because, well, I'm simple for one thing, but the people you show it to, I mean, it's too complicated, the whole spectrum of it, the mountains being a building, it's almost blowing their mind, you know what I mean?
Well, that's it, man. It's the micro to the macro and everything in the middle.
Yep.
And that's what's so overwhelming. And this is the levels that you get into when you do this kind of research in this forum, because this forum is unlike any other forum you're going to have out there. Many are kind of like it, but not to the depth that we're going, because what the evidence is telling us is to open our fucking brains.
Even what you showed me just before with the highways,
yeah.
I didn't think about that, until you showed it. And then now it's like crystal clear, really, that's what they do. How to build those things, so.
And you're absolutely right, Johnny. It's the types, it's all the evidence, if we're going to show the state of matter changing, well, we're showing the state of matter changing right here, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, extraordinary claims bring extraordinary evidence. Well, what is this?
That's very extraordinary right there. So if this was a court case, we've already won, Dino, just saying.
Oh, absolutely.
The amount of evidence you guys
But
have
to
shown.
tell somebody this information and to say, oh, you're crazy. Well, we're showing you proof here, but we're not only saying that. We're saying that this whole realm is melted and it's so massive, it's beyond comprehension. In fact, it's so massive that all your mountains are melted buildings. Well, they really start forming at the mouth then.
They struggle with that one big time, bro. It's too much for them.
But again, Johnny, extraordinary claims take extraordinary evidence.
Yeah.
And we just did that.
And we've got the evidence. So you have the evidence.
We have the evidence. Anybody can go do this. I found this, you can too. And you can find everything else that it's got to show you as well. And you can get in, you can break it down just like we are.
Yeah.
But this is the different level of the melt that we're going. You get levels. First, acknowledgement, the paradigm shift, you have to go through it. The acknowledgement that you have to basically throw everything you think you fucking know and you just throw it out the damn window.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because this is the levels of your paradigm shift. You know, you go further as you get out of your comfort zone. Okay. And it's how far you want to go. Because the rabbit hole, well, you can go down the rabbit hole and see where it goes, but first you got to know what the rabbit hole is made of. And we're showing you what the rabbit hole is made of.
Yeah, interesting. Wow.
Because it brings around the how and the whys and that, you know. Sorry, Johnny, didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
No worries, man. I was just laughing about the ludicrousy of this wall. You know, it's like bricks popping out everywhere. I'm sorry, I have humor in it, Dino. I have to have a laugh. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, you have to, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting piece right here. Because, again, we see this everywhere in the melt. And this is where you got to, how do I put it? Get into your fundamentals, your color differentials and heat distributions and why. You know, the pick is a whole, everything in it, even the shape of it and the shape within it and the shape that it makes, everything about it, you have to take into account right here. And we're going to do this real quick, just on this simple piece of evidence. Okay. It's obviously whatever it is fucking melted, man. It got very hot.
Loft up.
It got very hot.
Certainly did.
Now, what got very hot? Well, everything got very hot, but why does this right here, back here, look different than this right here? And why does this right here look different than this right here? Why does this right here, this really cooked out, melted, whatever this is, take the shape that it does? Was this stone? Was this brick, or was this metal? Was this renditioning, or was this a functioning piece of equipment?
Component. It's interesting. Yeah.
We look at the texture of it.
Would you reckon this is like a capacitor or something like that, like a type of electrical component? Dino?
I don't know, Johnny, but it took a hit. It took a discharge with everything else.
Or
but
a fuse.
The differentials is different than everything else.
Definitely. It's obvious. Like, I wonder if there was fuses in some of it, you know, like large fuses, just to,
right?
Supposed to blow, you know?
Like safeties.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I'm a big proponent of the electrical circuit board. You know, it reminds me they would have to have some kind of fusing and capacitors and
Yes,
those type of components. You know.
absolutely, Johnny. Just a second. We'll do this real fast.
Oh, there you go. So John's Causeway,
Yeah,
Northern Ireland.
absolutely. Oops.
Been there many a time. Never knew back then, but I was there many a time.
Same pick.
Yeah.
We're seeing this over here on the left side right here.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. You can see the brick lines down the bottom of it, really, can't you?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Wow.
see this down at the bottom.
See it? Just kind of mushroomed out.
Absolutely. Why?
Heat from the bottom, as you mentioned.
See how it's dropping? Look again. See this line coming all the way right here?
See that?
See the separation, how it goes from this to now verticals, cuberts, then back to this rubble, this mass, this expansion. Okay. It happened that way throughout this whole piece right here. Everything. Okay. See how it's still the same over here?
Yeah, it looks very consistent across it. Yeah.
Until we get over here, then we got a change in the state of matter. We got more of the shell of the expansion of the structure that's hotter. Well, less hot than this here. This is expansion coming out and down. You can see the scorching in the state of matter just smashing into itself. This is more vertical structure in a sense back here.
The
But it's all
verticals.
part of- What's that?
What would you say about the verticals there? Is that just bricks stacked on top of each other where the mortar's gone? And is that what that is?
Well, what this is what it is. Whatever it is, this thing expanded from the inside out.
Because like in the middle there, you can almost see there is different sections to it. It's almost like bricks just stacked on top of each other there. That
Right
yes,
in here?
Yeah, where you are there, yeah. You can see there is separation in them. Almost like, yeah, it's like bricks stacked on top of one another with the mortar gone, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, what else do we see in it? Well, we see this transition line here.
interesting.
Shell of the structure here. C14 laden going block. All the X factor signatures. So it came from the bottom up, but shot through this part, changing the state of matter into this. Why? Was it because of this up here is only partial of the structure? There's nothing left at the top of this thing. This thing was much bigger, much higher. Whatever was up here is gone. This is a blown out, whatever it is, it's massive for sure. Is it a massive piece of tech? Probably was. Were these columns within columns going up to support a structure that was up atop? Because we know all this melted mass right here is whatever this was before the melt. It's blown out internals. It's gobbledygook, fucking massive, just churning
Very interesting. Yeah.
of the state of matter.
So you're racking a component again of some kind, perhaps?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what
as we go up here, we're starting to see apertures. openings, we can start seeing the shift up top. See how these lines are pulling to, see the skyline? And see how these lines are coming up and they're pulling this way. They're kind of pulling up. Watch.
I see that.
I'll just do this real fast if I can. Now we're starting to see it differently. It's all about with getting into the evidence and popping the area where you're at, because the color differentials are going to change throughout and everything. So we're coming up here at the skyline and we're seeing the collapse, the pulverization of the structure, the coming down of it, the shells in some spots, the last formation of maybe structure up in here. See it swooping down, collapsing in. See all this in here? The shell of the structure right here, if I can do it. And I'm picking out my color differentials and lines and all this. And I'm seeing this up here flat, this spot, and it comes down and it's kind of connected into here, and it goes flat, and the expansion and all that's just coming out. This is the collapse of the structure up top. So whatever this mass was up here, all throughout the top, it coming down. And it stopped. Whatever was going off stopped. And this thing was very hot, very malleable, and it shifted down. It came down. The buoyancy and density, still the weight up top here, is affecting the pliability of what's below, and we see that here. See how it's higher up here? It's squishing it down. See how this is all kind of starforting out as it goes down? Yeah. It's going down into itself. The collapse of it shows the quickness of this event, man.
Yeah, it's very fast.
And we can see here how this part here that came all the way this way, see how it was all coming this way and then it tapered off. We got a big aperture right here. But see how it tapered off here? Now we start getting this more vertical melt going up. See how we lose this over here now and we get into this?
Yeah.
Okay. All of this under here looked like more or less this over here. Severely heat damaged and all that, but we can see the ghosting, the definition of the structure underneath. Well, this was consistent all the way across this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. We can see how it dropped right in here. This heat energy just blew this shit right up. Just shot right up through here. Covered all this up. But the bottom was falling out, and that's where we see the lines. See it sinking, the angle that this is taken?
I see it. Yeah.
It's dropping out from the center. See how we got this dip down in here? See how it's all laid out up in here as we get to the top? It's bowled out, if you will. All this shit just went and came down. Came down. We get into the what's that, brother?
Like you say, it happened fast though. It happened fast for sure. You know, to solidify again like that.
Well, this is how fast it happened. This is where you can correlate the evidence into your explanations, and you get going with it, and you come off the top of your head with it, kind of like me when I do. And this is just another pick. I'm going to prove a point. These structures were so massive that we just saw. They were laden inside and out with beautiful renditions, huge statues, metals of all different, whatever kind, for whatever purpose it was inside the structure itself before the melt, when it was in its pristine functioning ability. And these things were laden with huge renditions, man. And we come upon evidence like this. And this is a young man inside of a cave, okay? And you see a bunch of, looks like inside of a fucking cave. But if you're paying attention, you see the color differentials and the textures.
Yeah.
And he obviously sees it because he's touching it.
Yeah, some kind of statue or something like that.
And exactly, Johnny. It looks like that because it doesn't look like anything else around it, does it?
It's too smooth. It's different. Yeah, absolutely.
as we get into it more and you get down into the evidence, you can see that it is what you just said it was. Because what we're looking here is a transitioning of the state of matter once again. This was crystal. This went crystal. We can see it. Now it's wet down in here, yes. But the texture, the color differentials of this as well, this is all crystallized.
Yeah, looks like it. Absolutely. And what do
Even
you
down,
put crystallization down to? Is that the mortar melting around it, or is it to do with the heat differential?
it's everything melting around it. It's this right here doesn't look anything like it used to. This is expanded as well. You can tell. If this is a hand, okay, if this is a rendition right here, okay, and coming out straight right here, we can see how it's attached back here. Looks like a cuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a wrist and a big hand. Yeah, absolutely. It definitely.
We can see a straight line back here. Structure. We can see how hot it was, melted out. Buoyancy and density. This thing's getting squished, man.
Yep.
All back here is expanding out and coming down with buoyancy and density. Just consuming whatever was underneath it, part of it, expanded out so much. Look at the expansion coming out of this right here.
Where is this one, Dino? Do you know where?
I have no idea, brother. It's in the melt. That's what I always say. Unless I have it. A lot of times I'll include it with the pick itself, its location. But this one I didn't. It didn't have it. But you can see the expansion there.
Like to look it up to see, if there's more to that one. You know what I mean, and more pieces to it.
It's where this kid was. Hold on a minute. Just a second. I thought I had two of those pics. I had another one where this kid was far back and he wasn't in the way of this over here.
Okay. But it certainly seems to go further in there. Absolutely.
Nope, that ain't it. I wanted to go back to that. Hold on. But this is expanded renditioning right here.
Mm-hmm.
In the melt. So this shows that the architecture, the artistic designs and everything, and we've shown it many times, is in the melt. So it's just bringing the evidence once again. In a second, I'll go to this one.
It's difficult to comprehend how big it was, how large these buildings were. Like, I mean, that's difficult to comprehend at first.
Yeah.
Just the enormous buildings.
Again, we take the evidence, and this one right here. What do you see, Johnny?
It's an old lady turned to stone, I guess. That's what it looks like. It's a statue, I'm guessing, or
It looks like it, doesn't it?
rendition, maybe. Just a very realistic looking 3D rendition, maybe. Painted. I don't know.
Well, we'll get into the evidence, man. We'll look at the base of it. Is it in the melt?
Oh yeah.
Is it heat damaged?
Yeah, it looks like it is as well. But
so our critical thinking is saying, okay, this is part of the melt. This is heat damage. This is part of it, and this is small compared to what we just looked at. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree with that. 100%.
So we know the X factor has gone on here. We can see the expansion coming out and around it. See it?
I see it. Absolutely.
It's consuming it from the back.
Wow. It makes me want to say it's a real person.
Well, we know that.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead, brother.
I just like a real person that got caught in the melt and covered in stone and hardened like that,
It's all about the evidence, isn't it, brother?
bro. That's where my imagination's going with it.
Well, what happened to the hand?
Just like our finger got burned off or something, or melted, dude. Ugh.
What's her cloak look like? Her garb.
That's what's mind blowing about it. Like, I mean, it should be incinerated, you would think, but if it was a real person,
Okay, now we're critically thinking. So we've went from, was this a real person or is this a rendition?
it
Well,
makes me think rendition, but
because that's what the evidence is telling us, isn't it?
yeah, it seems like a rendition.
So now we've got a statue here that's been heat damaged. It is a rendition. The expansion is coming around it. We're proving it. And if you go back and watch Spartan's video on the pagan temples, have you seen that one, Johnny?
I haven't. I must watch some of those. Yeah, need to play a bit of catch up. There's a lot going on in my life.
Yeah.
I just honestly, I work all the time.
Oh, I feel you.
And I mean, I try to watch as much as possible, but I have my children too, so
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
can't just forsake everything, But
I got you, man.
no,
What I was going to say is when you do have time, man, and I suggest this to everybody out there, even if you've seen it, go watch Pagan Temples by Spartan Red. And it's a video clip of this couple that is there in England somewhere, and they're going through this old pagan temple. It looks a lot like the caves that we just go through all the time. But the thing is this, in this evidence, it shows a person, an actual skeleton of a person coming out of the expansion of the melt.
wow.
Like
I have to
it enveloped them. It enveloped them. You can see them in motion, in flux, in the expansion of the material.
I mean, there has to be some of that, right? Because if it happened that quickly, people had to be running away, trying to, but just weren't quick enough to get away. I mean,
well, if you were inside something like this and it was going up, I'd take off.
yeah, right. Shit, dude. Right?
I mean,
couldn't
can you
run fast
imagine in this place?
I can't. Honestly, can't. Well, I guess I can. I've got a good imagination, so I can imagine it. But nah, dude, it's just insane to think about how quickly that happened. Wow, dude. I guess it was Curtis and me who was talking about the catacombs, the bones and stuff, and
Yeah.
were those people that were escaping, trying to escape,
Yeah.
didn't make it. So
Yeah. Were they collected up and stacked?
yeah.
But
Or was it done?
I've done streams on that before, Johnny, in the catacombs. I did a couple of those, breaking down evidence in there. And what I was finding was bone transitioning into the melted brick, into the structure behind it.
Okay.
Many other times I've showed the remains, skeletal remains of people in the melt. The skeletons are the state of matter of the skulls. The bone structure is changing into the state of matter of the structure that it's laying on.
Yeah, it just was something that we were thinking about.
Yeah.
Did you do a video on it, Dino? Is that what you said?
Oh, I did a live stream
Oh, okay.
up here in the nest years ago,
Sweet.
or months ago, many a times through the years. But that's important thing to do is, we see this evidence, bringing it to the attention. We see that there were people here when it happened because we're showing them in the evidence.
Yeah.
And putting all this together, and when you get into it, this is why, you got to open your mind, man.
You do. like I say, it's your presuppositions that you've been born with. You know, you learned, you were taught how to think, what to think, and it's difficult to break out of it. You know, for some people, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's understandable.
Yeah. I
You know,
often wonder if it's, you know, they need to be shocked into it, like shocked, or have a disaster happen to them, you know, to make them think about reality a little bit more. They you know what I mean? Um,
well, we're all going through a case of Stockholm syndrome, brother.
mm,
When you've been traumatized your whole life, and that's just been your reality as trauma. Not saying that everybody goes through the same things in life, but we all go through uh, the same shit sandwich. We're all chewing on the same big lunch, if you will. Um,
yeah,
it's you have things that happen in your life, some good more than others, some bad more than others. Some people have great lives from start to finish. Some people have fucked up lives that start and then it gets better and then it gets fucked up again at the end. I mean, we all have our way of going through this reality in our own way. But the thing is, this is, we see this information, and we've had many people for decades now going out to these areas of these megalithic blocks, and they're telling us the narratives and they're showing us the evidence, but they're talking to us about aliens and they're talking to us about gods, and they do that because of the renditionings and the shit that they find carved in this and that, and I see where they're going with that, but they're not getting into the evidence, because that's where you have to start, and the evidence is this right here. Your big megalithic mysteries were blown out of the water by Spartan Red years ago. And here's an example of that. Here's your megalithic blocks.
yeah,
See them?
yep, that's it.
Okay. Now, here's your megalithic blocks. Just a second. We're going to do this because it deserves it. Here's the big mystery, Graham Hancock, and all these other big brain people out there that have been making money for decades now on these big mysteries. Well, sure, they're mysteries. They're mysteries, and you're attaching your narratives to them, and you're intriguing. It's very intriguing. I've been into it forever now, followed all of them, but now I'm in a spot to where all of their shit led me to nowhere until I met Spartan Red, and he broke through all that, and he showed me that these megalithic blocks are nothing more than brick.
Yep, brick, plain to see. I mean, it's like, what? My goodness. But
Brick.
anywhere where there's money, Dino, when there's six-figure salaries at stake, people will say whatever it takes to keep that job, you know?
Exactly. So your megalithic blocks are melted bricks that fuse together with intense heat and pressure and expansion with buoyancy and density. Spartan's showing you right here, your megalithic block, the ones that the aliens brought to you and the gods made, okay, they're actually melted brick.
Bricks. Yeah. Surprise, right? At this stage, it's like, surprise. You know, I'm being sarcastic, because it's
Sure,
just too
brother.
obvious, at this point. But just such a frustrating thing to try to explain it to someone, you know.
It is. But when you get through to one, you get through them, but all you get through to the few that you need to. And these are the people that got the ability to think and see what you're talking about. And that's it. It's the eagle vision. Now we see this megalithic stuff here, and we see this shit mess in the middle, don't we?
Yep.
We just proven that it was red brick, didn't we?
Bricks. It's right there. Bricks.
Why is this like this and not anywhere else around it? What happened here? what happened here.
Hmm.
Why is all this flush, all this melted, went megalithic, brick, all of it,
Yeah.
okay? Why did it look like this in just this one spot? When we look down here where the bricks were at, where the bricks are, and we can see the color differentials right here. We get into this dark matter, don't we?
Yeah.
So this was very hot behind this brick. Brick is at 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit and up. We're starting to see the change of matter is at least 2,000 degrees up in here because we can see the state of matter changing in this brick here. This back here was much hotter, faster. Blew it out right here. Blew it out right here.
Reckon there was a component in there somewhere. Is that why it got more in that area?
Interesting. Could be. We do have right here, we have something. Now we got a matchbox right here for scale.
Yeah.
Okay. But we do have chunks of some shit right here.
Yeah, that's interesting. Different texture right there.
We go up above it and the transitioning to this up top. This was very hot. Come down on top of this. All of this come down. This is just the shell again of these megalithic so-called blocks. Because behind the shell again, you have this shit right here. See the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just the shell. So all of the internals of this were smashing down. The state of matter was changing very rapidly through here. All this mess in here, guarantee you it's what it looks like behind here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you took those blocks away, it'd be similar damage probably.
Yeah. And you can see how this area was open. You're right. There was something in here.
Just makes me think it might be a component because why would it just be that? Unless they came and took that block out somehow or took the front fascia block
Right.
away from it. I don't know. I mean,
Well, we're looking at recession here. It goes from the front back. It's inset. We can look back in it. We know it's there. We see the difference between this has got space in here. See all this space in here?
yeah,
You can see back through there. You can see back through here. We go right above it and you don't have any more space.
no.
Look at your color differentials now
It's a gold one.
compared to below it. So this went here was the back side of a megalithic block or the top part of this component, as you say. And I'm seeing some ghosting in here. And let me show you something here. Concentrate on this real light area.
All right.
Okay. And then it comes back. See my cursor?
See
Pay
it?
attention to this right here. Let me see if I can do it.
A little different texture there. Interesting.
I'm seeing this mass right here is different than all of this around it by color differential. And it's hooked on to this right here.
See that? It is quite different texture.
Yeah, it's a piece of something. Whether it was a component or rendition, whatever, this is getting expanded around by the melt coming behind it. And it's hooked onto this here.
See that? Yeah.
And the base of it is sinking down into the melt right here. On top of this.
My first thought was component. Just seems too dramatic for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. So it looks like something was inset here and it blew out and it blew it out.
Mm-hmm.
From above, collapsing here, but expansion and just chewed up shit here. So it's the collapse of a massive structure. We're looking through into the collapse of the structure, coming down onto whatever this was setting in here.
Yeah. I'd love to crawl. I'd love to crawl in that hole and just find out how far back you can go there. You know.
What I'm seeing is this piece, though. It's connected to this here.
Absolutely.
Okay?
No, I see it.
But the expansion's coming around it and really heating it up right here.
Yeah.
Really heating it up right here. And it's flowing. It's you can see a chunk of whatever it was. Here's the top part of it. Second. The head of it, a piece of it, but it all blends in right here. It's all consumed up here, and it's pushing it out, and it's collapsing down on top of this, making this come forward here, coming down.
If it was a fuse, if it was a fuse, Dino, and it blew, you know what I mean, from the inside.
I
mean, and the heat of that would be concentrated in that one area there. I'm just trying to put it together. It just seems like that's what it might have been.
Bravo, bro. That's exactly what we're doing, and this is how you start seeing it, seeing the melt more. Putting it together so many times, you start seeing it, and you see things that others don't. Just a second. All right, I should be up on the page now.
Yep, I see it.
Oh. You click into some more evidence, man. I can stay on one thing and pick it apart for a while. I like to do that, but there's so much to see that we bump on.
So many pictures.
We'll get into these, man.
Is that Moab?
Probably.
I was down there last year. Went down there with my new eyes.
Yeah.
So I was able to actually capture it. It's pretty obvious, Apertures everywhere.
Yeah.
My question about it was why it remained so red. Why it stayed so red, whereas other places it turns gray, with the heat. That was kind of one of my questions about it.
Well, good question, man. Let's do this. Massive building, for one. Massive complex. Whatever this is only, again, a fraction of the structure. There's much more to this. It goes to the right and it goes to the left. All right. Let me do this, get down below this stuff. There we go. Now here we are. Am I up? Am I good? All right.
Yep.
All right. Why is it so red? Well, it's massive, right? Brick medium. Carbon-14 laden. It's red, but it's not all the same color.
Right. I noticed it was like kind of greenish color when it was actually there. There's a little greenish tinge in it, Copper maybe. I don't know. I guess it would oxidize and give it the green color. I don't know, though. I'm just surmising.
Well, we've noticed so many times in these cast cells and all this old world structure that's got all these metal renditions and all these things attached to it. Well, you look at the color of them and they're green.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
That's what happens to that metal, that alloy of whatever that metal is, to being heat damaged. It takes on this green hue.
Yeah.
And again, it's all according to the temperature that went through it. You get 2,000 degrees, you're going to get the melt going on. You get 3,000 degrees, and the damn thing's going to start disintegrating off.
Right.
So you got those heat spectrums in there. And that's what you're seeing when you see things like this. You're seeing different heat, different color differentials because of the heat at the time. This thing was dropping. This thing was massive. This thing had power forces within the physical makeup of it. It's called piezoelectricity.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Exactly. So this thing had polarity to it. It had a positive and a negative. A lot of these bricks you find, Deb has said many a times, they're dead. They have no charge. They have no pole. They don't have a electromagnetic uh, makeup to them. A lot of times you can go up to these things and stick a voltmeter to them, and you're going to see the dial move a bit.
Get some voltage. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen where you get some voltage in them. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you have a structure this size, and each one giving off its own energy, look at the size of this thing. Collectively, how powerful was this shit?
Unbelievably powerful.
If it was plugged into a free energy system, drawing etheric energy from the from the ether,
it makes you wonder about the grounding, like, because if the building had voltage going through the walls, there had to be a way to not get killed. If you're a person living in that building, there had to be a way to stop that from happening.
right?
If you know what I'm saying, I mean, you wouldn't want to touch the wall anyway. You get killed, right?
Well, you would have to have some kind of a cooling system, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, is that what happened when the floodwaters came in?
I'm saying grounding, like a grounding. Like, say you were living in a building with electricity coming up through the walls.
Yeah.
Like you there would have to be a way to ground that where you don't get shocked from touching it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I do.
It's just something I've been thinking about.
You got to think about it all, huh, Johnny? So much to take in, man.
I know it's a lot.
It'll drive
and
you.
I'm working. I'm working. It's not. You don't have all day every day. So, just do what you can.
Oh, I know, man. I pull 10-hour shifts 5 days a week, man, and I'm wore out when I get home, man. And with children, like you said, there's only so much time.
Yeah. Like when I'm streaming, I was kind of doing Sunday morning, but just because I didn't really want a lot of people showing up because I'm new at it, and I don't have time to put into the organization of it, except maybe Sunday afternoon. Maybe I can sometimes get a chance to, make a drop or something, but
yeah,
it's not enough hours in the day.
Well, that's why time is valuable, isn't it, Johnny? The most valuable you're spending on the most precious, and you do that with your babies and your family, and it takes everything. And when you get into this kind of information and stuff, it's you got to get what you can when you can. You got to know what you can when you can learn it, and just getting into it. And this isn't going to be solved overnight. Hell, we've been doing this for years now. We're still in flux. We're still in the process of bringing this information out. This is very new information still.
So mushrooms? I'm joking. Look, it looks like mushrooms. Interesting. Little apertures in there as well.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere.
But you're right, they do look like little mushrooms, don't they?
I'm just joking. Not joking. Titan mushrooms, right?
What we're seeing they are is these right here. See this?
Yeah. Interesting.
Now we can see the outside of this chunk here. You can see how it's melted, expanded, sinking down into whatever else is around it. And there's a lot of these around it.
Yeah. It's up the tops of the building. I mean, I just, it's interesting.
What's this back here?
Looks like a wall in the background, maybe. Some castellation, as they would call it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
You can see here, it's different than right here.
Yeah. I see that.
So whatever this piece was back here, it looks like it was this stuff up here, but not as heat damaged at the time. This is all melt flow. This is all melt flow. This is the tops of this part of the structure. Whatever were these, a bunch of columns, a bunch of tech, a bunch of whatever was up in here, it was up in here. And it was all part of this back here, but we're in the foreground. We're just getting started. But we can see part of it back here sinking down into itself.
Yeah, I see that. It's just interesting that they all kept that similar shape, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Are they just pieces of things hollowed out, like, expanded out? They were separate. See this piece right here? These are all expanded out and falling over, sinking down around this chunk here, whatever this was. They're all part of the same structures, just they're all melted out like candles, man. It's like going to the dollar store and picking you out a big, beautiful candle with all kinds of pretty things on it, and then burning it down to just maybe a quarter inch from the bottom or a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what we're looking at.
Interesting.
You can see it's just in the melt flow here. And this big behemoth right here.
Huge building.
I mean,
unbelievable.
The amount of energy that shot through here. Just a second. The amount of energy that shot through here. You can see it really well right here.
What's called the Lichtenberg effect, or is it Lichtenberg?
Yeah.
The electrical patterns, yeah.
Yep. And we can see a wall structure sinking down in right here. See them?
Yep.
Boom,
I
boom,
see
boom,
it.
boom,
I see it.
boom. Sinking down. And that's this thing sinking down. All of this shit down here is part of this right here. See how this part sank down right here? Whatever was attached up in here. Imploding.
Yeah. Wow.
The heat differentials right here. See all the white, chalky looking shit?
I see it.
The lighter the color, the more hot it was.
Yeah. Is the chalky effect, you reckon, from the mortar or from the implosion? Yeah.
Yes, all of it at the same time. Everything went up first. The mortar first, beyond anything, lower melting point. Compression expansion is the state of matter changed in these things. I mean, we can see how it collapsed right here. We can see this side of the massive structure right here and how it's sinking out from underneath itself because of intense heat. And you can see the intense heat through this white band coming through here underneath it.
Yeah.
And it just fucking sunk down in itself into the melt flow right here. Just a second. I'm trying to pop it better.
It's definitely visible. It's definitely.
It sank down and is stringing it out.
Yeah. A lot of energy.
Yeah. And this thing took a fucking just dropped into itself.
Yes. It survived pretty well, I guess, for that much energy. Lots of apertures everywhere, all over it.
Definitely not a natural formation.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I mean,
dude. I think we're way beyond that now.
I like to do this. This is probably what it looked like after the X Factor event. It was like it was scoured, man.
Yeah. More than likely.
When you go negative like this, you can really pick out the fall of the building, the details of it better.
Okay. I'm learning these tips. It's good.
I like to do this all the time. You know, I'll get in here like this, and you see it, and then I'll add a little saturation.
Mm-hmm. Pops it right out. Yeah, nice. Just looking at it from that distance, you would assume it's a building.
Yeah.
If you just glanced at it, right?
Yep.
So,
yeah, man. This is what we do, isn't it? We hang out. We get lit, talk shit, and watch bricks do magic tricks, baby. See? Nice work here. This is from David Menz. Deb in there somewhere. Whoever posted this. Nice work, man. You find brick everywhere. Cheryl Harnish, our melt maven. Click in, like, share, and subscribe to Cheryl. She does a great job up in her area showing you these just brick everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Even on the beach, just brick, 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 brick. Even out in the sticks on structures, brick, brick, brick. Even infrastructure, old infrastructure that she found in the forest with water running over it, brick. I mean, it's everywhere, and this is why we do what we do. This is why we're showing what we're showing. It's the consistency that's going to get the message out.
yeah. Those are the ones that, before meltology, I would have looked into geology we were anti-evolution type preachers, you know what I mean? And even where they were saying stratification, even the Christian, organizations that were against evolution would say, no, there's no way that's layers, laid up over millions of years. That's
right.
Nonsense. You know what I mean? So, anyway, but just thought I would mention that. But even they don't believe that. I mean,
yeah,
it's ludicrous. I love the way Pantson deals with the geologist that he deals with, just kind of mocking him. It's funny, man. It's so funny. And Pantson's so smart, man. He's a smart cookie.
Yes, he is.
He just knows the things to say about that guy. Yeah, Nick. I think he's Nick is his name or whatever.
Ah.
A jackwagon, we call him.
Some Tobias Slack peeking through the veil, connecting the dots out there in Spartan's neck of the woods, neck of the realm, London, England, around in there. And this is, Tobias Slack's work, man. He's everywhere, showing it.
Good stuff.
And a lot of these are boots on the ground.
Very good.
Fucking hell.
Wow. I know. It's like, shit. Why would you put windows there? Right?
Yeah.
But you know what? This is insane. I might have to go actually. You know, I think one of my daughters is wanting me.
Right on, brother.
So, but hey, I've enjoyed it, man, and much blessings and peace, and I will see you guys again sometime, hopefully.
Oh, well, thank you, brother. Good to have you here, man.
We'll just
Welcome
keep-
back anytime, man.
I'll just keep continuing doing what I do, and we'll meet you in the middle somewhere.
All right, Johnny. Johnny Cool, Mel. There you are, brother. I dig
Right.
the headphones, man.
Okay, long story. So, yeah, it started as a joke. My first live stream, I did it with Hello Kitty headphones because I didn't have my own headphones, and people liked it. So I had to buy a new set for myself because my daughter owns the other ones, and so I had to get my own set. Just for that. Please the audience. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you, Dino.
All right, brother. Thank you again, man.
Bye. Bye.
Wow, man. Thank you again, Johnny Cool Mel. Brilliant. He's got his own channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Curtis, can you do me a favor, brother? Throw them on up there for me, man. You know, this is what we do. And it's great that Johnny come in, grab that link. Thank you again. And, you know, we did this way tonight. Again, Spartan's a little bit tired. He's got some family in as well. So he's doing what he has to do. And we're doing this because this is what we do. We keep it going. And let me see here. Just going to scroll through the chat just a second. What you got, Pants On? He's the geologist of the year. He absolutely knows the truth and shadow mocks those who are onto him. And he lies to his students and takes their money if they really are even students and not jackwagons. You know it, Pants On. That's what we do, man. You know. Thank you, Curtis. Johnny Cool right there. Like, share, and subscribe. Join his stream if he offers you the opportunity, man. He's out there bringing the melt, bringing it Johnny's way. And Pants On's bringing it your way. Everybody's bringing it their way. You know, you've all made such an impact. It's just heartwarming. It really is, man. You know, I've come up here through a lot, man, through the years up on doing this stream here in the nest with y'all. And we've been through a lot, family. We have, man. And, you know, here we are still, and here we will be. And, you know, just having Johnny grab that link, getting into the chat with y'all, having y'all come in. Brown Knight, there you are. Nice to see you too, brother. Thank you for coming in. And if you're not, if you haven't joined Melted Red Brick University on the Facebook, please do. Now, I know what you're going to say. I don't do the Facebook stuff and all that. I don't either. I really don't. The only reason I do Facebook is because of this right here. Melted Red Brick University, the page. We used to stream to Facebook. Now I don't think we are. So, you know, you're catching us on the YouTube now. But just coming up here and doing the stream is so important for me because you're important to me, fam. And having people like Brown Knight come back in, many others coming back in. Doug Mezamelt, there you are, brother. We got Patty Melt up in here. We got Melt, the little meme freak. You love you, honey. You up in here again. Curtis 47, the Link King up in here. You know, this is what we are. This is who we are. And we're always giving the brick love. Pants On. So again, man, thank you. This is going to be a shorter stream tonight. I wanted to get in here and into the nest and fly high with you, family, and at least get this one in. You know, put this one up on the shelf in the archive. Go to Backup Channel Odyssey. Go to the Spartan Channel. You can see it right there. And Brick Love, thank you for being here, family. Set your reminders for the streams coming up. We got the Chill Out Zone coming up next Saturday. And then again, we'll be here in the nest for the Sunday Easy. And we'll see where it takes us. We'll see where it takes us. A big shout out to Steffi Davis and her beautiful family. I hope everything is well with you, honey, and yours. Brick Love, one love to you. Another big shout out to Devin Mike 69. We love you, brother. We hope that you're getting better and doing well. And can't wait to have you back in the nest sometime, bro. Another big shout out to Leanne Carnegie, Brick Truth. Leanne still putting up her chance, still showing her melt, putting her evidence out there. Big shout out to you. Cheryl Lee Harnish, Melt Maven. Same thing. Brick love to you, baby. Great work. Mark Jameson, MRBW, just putting up the hits all the time. I'm seeing you, Mark. I'm giving you the love, man. Great work. Desmond Anthony, another one. Bringing it Desmond's way with his breakdown. Brick love to you, brother. Pants on the ground out there doing fucking tours and taking to task the academics, man. You know, showing them for the fools that they are. Call them out on the evidence. Brick love to you, brother. You know, this is what we do. This is what we have to do, is we keep this melt going. We keep showing people. We keep bringing people to task on it. And the rest will take care of itself. People will start seeing it and waking up. And that's the point. That's the point. That's where this melted realm, this X Factor event gives it back to us. It's the fervent heat within your heart to change this world, to stop this insanity and wake people up. Brick love, one love to everyone out there. Thank you for being here. It has been I, Fervent Heat, bringing you this melt and bringing you these memes from Spartan Red. Brick love. I'll see you Saturday.